huwag kang maalam ako. Kasi I know that I'm responsible driver. And what I know, I will share for fellow drivers.
Alam mo, parang may drop ang maalam ka. Kasi yun na nga, dapat maalam ka. And it's your responsibility to know kung ano yung mga nasa kalsada, ano dapat iwasan, ano yung dapat gawin para iwasan yung mga aksidente, hindi lang para sa sarili, hindi para sa kapal.
Anyway, good evening everyone, and I'd like to formally welcome you to Mdppa's Forward Momentum Press Conference. Before anything else, I'd like to express my gratitude to all of you, to our friends from the media, and also our guests from IPO, for coming over despite of the bad weather condition. And in terms of business, for the last 10 months, it has been, I would say, vibrant and exciting for the two-wheel industry. Maybe you've been seeing a lot of motorcycles nowadays compared to the previous years. And later on, the President, Mr. Alex Tomas, will report the reasons why and what are the reasons behind all this influx of motorcycles on the road right now. Also, to sustain the growth of Mdppa, we have to be more aggressive when it comes to in pursuing our campaign for the in fighting against counterfeit spare parts and accessories, and this is in direct support to the True Pampangana campaign of the marketing group. And also later on, our group chair, Attorney Ricardo Rosal, will give the details about this partnership with the IPO office. In fact, since this morning we attended this seminar, which was conducted by representative from JAM, from the German Automobile Manufacturers Association. Unfortunately, he cannot join the dinner tonight. This was also attended by different enforcers from the different government agencies and according to the legal state. I am also proud to announce that by next year, by 2026, we will be hosting, the Mdppa will be hosting the prestigious FAMI conference, the Federation of Asian Motorcycle Industries. I know this is composed of 7 different associations from different countries that includes Japan, Taiwan, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and the Philippines. And aside from that, we're expecting representatives from Brazil and India to attend the GSA or the Global South Alliance. We normally discuss the best practices in the motorcycle industry. So it's going to be an exciting year for 2026 for the association. So I think that will be all, and again, welcome to this conference, and thank you for your continued support to the two-wheel industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Coming over despite of not really a good weather for us, but it's an important day for us. It's important night as well to share with you what's really happening in the industry already. So for tonight, it's just a straightforward information we would want to share with you, particularly 2 things. Of course, we would like to mention as well and acknowledge, of course, the effort of the industry. Of course, it's a collaboration of different Japanese brands, including, of course, Indian brand as well as our association partner. Of course, it's composed of Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, of course, TVS as part of the Mdppa. So please also, let's give a big hand for the industry effort. As you know, the industry will be focused on working with the government, with the technical, and of course the road safety. At the same time, promoting the road safety is also important for us. And as Mdppa, our goal is not just really about how many motorcycles we sell, but actually it's more about how we can empower our riders in terms of road safety as well. And we don't want to be brand as just a motorcycle that just collect all of the numbers when it comes to motorcycle, but we would want to be associated that we are an association who works very well to make sure that there's something we have to do with our riders as well. Not just selling them the motorcycle, but more importantly, actually, is to promote road safety as the main priority for Mdppa. That's why we've been rallying for the past 2 years about Tropang Mahalang, to be more specific. And we're happy as well to give you some insight of how we're going to end 2025. Is it a good news or a bad news? But basically, for industry, we always look forward for something that for the Philippine industry is something different as well. As you know, our Filipino motorcycle riders is different. We cannot compare Filipino riders to ASEAN riders as well. Whatever happened with ASEAN is something that totally different scenario here in the Philippines. And that's something that we'll be proud of, that our motorcycle riders are more active. They're really more engaging actually in terms of riding motorcycle. And of course, as an industry association, we're really trying to make sure that road safety is a main priority we have to look up into. And later on, of course, our very own president prepared this presentation for all of you, and I hope that you will appreciate this. It's something that will give a smile on your faces as well, and have a look at. But again, to give a caveat, it is a forecast we're looking at. But still, it's a forecast that we envision how we end our 2025. And it's a collective effort coming from the industry as well, members, of course, of the Mdppa SMA. And the second part is also very important, will be presented, of course, by our government chair, Tony Brazil, later on. And as mentioned earlier, Mr. Boying, this morning, we're very much lucky that IPO has been a good partner for us, headed by, of course, all of the members from the IPO as well. We're also very glad that the collaboration is getting really well. Earlier this morning, actually, the attendees of this seminar is not only members of the Mdppa, but even coming from the government. So it's a big support not only from the industry, but of course the government as well. And again, we've been really rallying to make sure that we provide the genuine parts to every Filipino motorcycle rider, and that's a meeting we'll be presenting tonight with all of you. And as you know, this is a very intimate discussion, straightforward as well. So if you have some questions to clarify, we're very much open to listen to that. And we can also answer. Our board of members from the Mdppa are here, and to give you as well what's really happening. Maybe most of you are asking what really the efforts that Mdppa is doing, but actually not all our broadcasts, but if you can only know at the back of it, all of the members from the chairmans, from the our board members will be really doubling their efforts in terms of supporting the motorcycle riders. So particularly our government community, our ethical community, there are two guys really working really hard, especially working with the government alongside, to make sure that whatever the voice of the motorcycle industry is something that, of course, can be a voice of the government as well, into that, and of course, collaboratively. So without any further ado, I'm not making this too long, but basically, we want to make this as intimate as we can. As you know, ito masyadong the usual, the malaking gathering that we gather when we do it on program. But this time, what is more important is, after this session, what we can put out is a news to the industry that can also support to look at on the wave of the current market growth of the Philippine market. At the same time, on how Mdppa promote empowerment to our riders as well, especially for the road safety. So our effort that we have right now is not just being reactive, but it's more about being proactive as part of it. So I hope tonight have open ears, open minds to listen, and we can make sure that tonight will be something that you can put on, create a good PR for Mdppa, that everybody would know that this is what currently the industry is going in, and this is something we look forward as the industry. It's not about whatever brand we're going in, but this tonight it's more about association and Mdppa. So tonight, let's enjoy, and we prepared this presentation, especially from our president. So let's go to it and enjoy tonight. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Good evening. Good Banwa. So this morning we had a special guest with IPO, Mr. Nagasoe from Java. So I learned a little Japanese. So anyway, welcome to our special guest, the media, and from MPO, and to my family of Mdppa. So I'm here to inform you about the current market trends and the first third quarter sales update and the year-end forecast. So this is the sales growth from January to September. So if you can see, this year, we were able to gather around 1,398,314 units sold compared to 2024 where we only had 1.2 million, which translated to an 11% growth. So the main driving force for Mdppa, of course, is the scooter type with low. So the main driving force is scooter type with 64%. Next is the business models, which is 17%. Then the moped of 16.3%. And the big bikes, street bike and others, around 7%. So for the year-end forecast, so the Mdppa members projects more than 395,000 more units sold. So this is a little bit conservative, knowing that October to December, the long vacations are coming. So usually by this time, sales is not that so much. But this projection is the more conservative one that we have. So next. So by the year end, we're targeting more than 6.5% growth, which translates to 1.5% higher than which we projected when we started the year. So when we started the year, we only projected around 5% sales increase, but we were able to move higher than 5% to 6.5% growth. So moving forward for the projection of 2026. So as you can see, possibly by the end of the year, we will be having the highest sales of Mdppa in history, which is around 1.79 million units sold based on the forecast. So based on that forecast, we're seeing around 4% growth for the coming year of 2026. Yes, it's a little conservative, but knowing that expectations of around 1.79 million is not too shabby. So I think 4% is the best projection that we can give as of now. So that's it for our projections. So questions will be answered later.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alex. A round of applause, please, for Mr. Alex. So thank you very much for that insightful presentation. And again, the questions will be answered later on. So now that we have an overview of the organization's performance and goal, let's have a look on what Mdppa has been preparing for us. So we are actually quite busy preparing for this. So moving on to the next part, we have, let's turn our attention to one of Mdppa's key advocacies, the No to Counterfeit campaign. To discuss this further, may we call on Attorney Brazil right here.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is my first time to attend this kind of meeting in front of media. So please bear with me. I hope I will not feel nervous in front of you. So my job is to introduce to you the key initiatives of Mdppa with respect to no counterfeit campaign program in our country. But before that, let me give you some very quick background regarding this activity. This is not only a program of Mdppa, but this is a regional based program initiated by FAMI. I hope you are familiar with FAMI. FAMI stands for uh, Federation of Asian Motorcycle Industries, of which Mdppa is a member. FAMI comprises the following members. We have Indonesia, Japan, Malaysia, Mdppa, Thailand, Taiwan, and Vietnam, as you can see on the lower portion. So FAMI aims to protect consumers from the risk posed by counterfeit parts and to ensure that motorcycle can be used safely and with peace of mind. So FAMI has been working with FAMI members with respect to implementing key initiatives regarding counterfeit campaign programs. So next slide, please. So FAMI, these are the key initiatives. Number one, activities to raise awareness on intellectual property rights protection. This is to ensure protection of the riders. Number two, FAMI IPR. Okay, FAMI programs is conducted through IPRSC. This is Intellectual Property Rights Subcommittee. So, as you can see, there are several posters, examples of posters and pamphlets. These are, you can find this in our digital platforms, especially members of Mdppa. So these are just some examples. Through its poster campaigns and distribution of pamphlets, remember that when there is or there are programs initiated by Mdppa, you will see this being distributed, these pamphlets as part of our campaign. No counterfeit. Next, please. Another FAMI activities, of course, attendance to symposiums. As part of its awareness raising activities, FAMI holds symposiums on intellectual property rights in member countries, at which experts on IPR is delivering lectures and participate in panel discussion. In fact, just this morning, just to relate the activities as mentioned by Sir Boy, today we have this Mdppa product and brand identification seminar. So who are the participants in this program? Majority of the participants are members of our law enforcement agencies, particularly the PNP Maritime Group. We also had participants from PNP CIDG, then Bureau of Customs. We have representatives from BPI and NBI attended these seminars. So the highlight of this activity, so we are very privileged that an expert from Japan, went here just to discuss some key initiatives of FAMI and Java with respect to anti-counterfeit campaign within the region, and also share to us some of the challenges being encountered by FAMI and Java on this particular endeavor. So here, we also have a chance, each member country, member of Mdppa had a chance to discuss some, okay, as you can see here on my right side, there are six parts which were discussed, in particular on how to distinguish uh, counterfeit versus genuine parts. So each company has been assigned with a particular part. In this, for example, number one, they discuss brake shoes, disc brakes, oil filters, and also oil, pistons, and V-belts. So each participant has been given the opportunity to identify whether it is genuine or fake parts. So as you can see here also, these are just some of the campaign materials that Java, FAMI, and MDPPA are using to promote the use of genuine parts in our country, which is always aimed to have a safe riding public. Okay, so I would like to ask our friends in the media to help us also disseminate these initiatives by MDPPA. Of course, this is in collaboration with our friends in the IPO. Without them, this kind of program will not be implemented, particularly in the government side, especially our friends in the law enforcement. So very important that the government and private like us, MDPPA, works hand in hand in making this organization in our riding public safe with respect to the use of our motorcycles. So that will be all, just to let you know about the key initiatives of our organization in this particular field. So thank you very much, and some questions can be entertained later.
Alright, once again, our board of directors, please proceed in front because we are going to start our open forum. So, yung mga nakaregister. Balikan po!
Congratulations sir, for the domestic forecast and the very good sales performance for the first 3 quarters of the year. I think our job from PH. I noticed that your projection for next year is a little bit more conservative than this year, 4% correctly. Could you share with us what factors or market forces do you see in 2026 to if you consider, so you have a very well not very a little bit conservative forecast for 2026.
Yes, sir. Regarding your question, it's more on geopolitical. So, as you know, there's still war in the Cambodia part in Thailand. And there's some the Trump initiatives, and we're not really sure what will happen on the succeeding months, and we would rather be more conservative, especially this year. We were able to keep such high sales, more on because there was the elections. So it's one of the main focus point why sales were up. And also, we're not looking optimistic with government spending for next year. Of course, you know, the DP WH issue. So it will affect the government spending. So although we're looking forward to be, because 4% of 1.79 million is not something that what I said, it's not crucial. So we're looking at around 1.8 million sales. So I think yes, we're conservative now, but we'll see. Mdppa is always conservative on their initial forecast. So we'll see until mid-year by next year if we'll increase or not. So we'll see.
You mentioned earlier, Sir Alex, in your presentation that you're still expecting conservatively around 395,000 units to be sold up to the end of the year. And since this is conservative, do you see the possibility of Mdppa hitting the 2 million mark this year? That's just around additional 200,000 units.
Well, everything is possible. We cannot discount what is the buying power of the public. Only that this sales trend is usually because of the long weekends. Production is not so big, especially in December. So maybe there might be some requirements, but the units to be manufactured maybe not that many. So we'll see. Anything can happen from October, from November to December. So anyway, we have done the impossible this year. Maybe we will reach 1.8, but reaching 2 million, we'll see next year.
Sir, pahabol lang, our neighbor Vietnam recently announced that they're going to ban LCD motorcycles next year. How will it affect the local our industry next year?
Actually, I just came back from Japan, and I had the pleasure of meeting the Vietnam Association. And according to them, it's not total ban in Vietnam. It's the city of Hanoi. So particularly the city of Hanoi. So right now, the situation there is still not yet being mandated, but there's already talks, and government is already leaning towards it by July, I think. And still there's a chance that the Association of Vietnam can persuade their government not to push it. So they're asking help from nations such as us, Japan, India. So they're asking support from us. So to give their government some insights why it should not be pushed. So anyway, let's give chance to the Association of Vietnam to settle it. But I think for Philippines, our riders, I have big confidence in them that they will be the one who will be the first to protest against it. Because right now infrastructure is not yet there. Volume, especially for bigger motorcycles, that is EV. The riding distance of EV is not that big, not that long. So still, we're leaning on ice. So maybe for now, there is no big effect for the Philippines. And let's hope and pray that Vietnam will open their eyes. I see.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Easing as well. So the confidence are coming from not only talking about with the number of sales we're talking, but at the same time, we talk about the macroeconomic growth as well at the whole Philippines. Of course, when we try to look at it, one thing we have to consider as well, of course, the cost of ownership of the motorcycle. We're talking about, of course, the gasoline consumption and how our riders can maintain it. Of course, it affects on how the growth of the industry can go in as well. So for us, it's the 4% is really something that it's moderately conservative, but what we're looking here is the entire industry. That's why the progression of what we're looking here, the momentum is still getting moving forward. We're trying to look at. And second thought as well, when we try to look at it on the ASEAN Federation as well, the industry of the Philippines is very much different compared to the ASEAN neighboring country as well. That's why the 4% for us as an industry, it's quite moderately conservative, but still we try to look at it not so much below, but at least we're into it. And imagine we're coming from, as mentioned by our president, we're coming from the election this year, and next year it's something that we have some rationale, but actually it's not very much specific, especially with the current situation of the government that we have right now. But for us, the 4% is perfectly aligned to what the Mdppa is looking forward for inflation growth here in the Philippines.
Yeah, attorney. Attorney, siguro hindi nyo napansin, itong administration ni PBBM, pang-apat na assistant secretary na ito nakaupo ngayon. Pang-apat na. Ilang taon pa lang siya. Na-apat na. LTO. Yeah, LTO of course. Ano po ba ang plano ng Mdppa when it comes to our relationship with the main agency na kung saan tayo lahat nakadepende? Manufacturers, dealers, ano bang, meron bang, can we expect something from Mdppa lalo na sa government committee? Ano ang focus natin pagdating sa LTO? Are we going to be all out sa bakong ulit sa kanila? Lalo na yung mga pabago-bago nilang sistema. Okay? Gusto nila bukas A, the next day B. So, meron po ba tayong may share doon?
Thank you, Sir Edwin. Actually, dealing with the government, especially LTO, just to be specific, regular changing the heads or the assistant secretary is really not stable and very, what do you call this, unstable, and we have lots of challenges, especially in dealing with this kind of situation. So, proactively, we need to be more aggressive as an association. So maybe next time, kailangan mas makulit yung government committee in attending to issues, especially with our industry that we experience. Just to share, every month we have this monthly kamustahan with LTO. So whether there are pressing concerns or not, we meet with LTO, especially yung mga previous leaderships, in particular in operations. So we meet regularly just to discuss some updates, our concerns, and their concerns also, especially with our recent issues encountered with them. So maybe this time, we will double our efforts to meet with the LTO representatives, especially the new leaderships. I hope that will help.
Yes, sir, of course. Next question, pwede mo ba? Pwede ba? Okay. Sir, with your projected forecast na halos 1.8 million, please don't quote me yung mga kasama ko media. No? 1.8 million units. Roughly, ang dirty money na naglalaro dun is almost ₱500 million pesos. That is only sa registration pa lang. Wala pa yung big ticket items on top. Registration pa lang pinag-usapan, ₱500 million. Okay? So, yung forecast natin for next year, yung 4%, which I agree naman with Sir Tony, na yun ang ginawang forecast ng ADB. Then with the current situation na masyado nakafocus sa graft and corruption ng ating bansa, paano natin i-reconcile ang increase ng 4%? Kasi that is also quite big in numbers. Baka pag nasilip itong DPWH, who knows one of these things, baka DOTR na naman masilip. Di ba? Who knows another agency na naman masilip. Kasi mga kababayan natin, medyo nagigising na, di ba? Dati wala tayong nakikita ng basketball game, ikulong ng korap. Ngayon yun na yung cheer. NCAA, UAAPU ng cheer. So that's something new, di ba? So how do we reconcile yung increase na gusto natin ng 4%?
Thank you, Sir Edwin. That's a really nice fuming discussion. I like the question. The question brings something that opened our eyes as well in terms of how we try to look at the current situation. For us as Mdppa, our style will always be trying to keep up. Of course, relationship is very important, basically. That's why Attorney Bersal mentioned that if regardless there's a presentation or no, we will always have negotiation or discussion with LTO. It's a big impact as well. The main point of that is to make sure that whatever the voice of the motorcycle customer will be able to share to the government as well. Because sometimes, if the presence of Mdppa is not going to be there, of course, it's just basically what their own point of view. But what's very important right now, we already have the bridge to the government as well. And I think that's the best way to look at the question actually. Even as we're preparing as well with the new generation. The new generation is different, not the typical formal kind of. They're very much outspoken. They have really the voice now, they have the platform. That's why even Mdppa, we try to adapt that kind of approach, that kind of way. That's why when we try to look at it, our campaign, it's really about going back to how this will be easier to be understood by our customers. Even our programs, our approach is totally different compared to the usual. When we look at it, Mdppa is celebrating the 50th year, and the growth of Mdppa for numbers is there. The growth of we evolved in terms of which look at an approach is different as well. And as you can imagine as well, the partnership of Mdppa is funded with different government bodies already, especially now when the IPO has added armed support for us as well. That's something that can help us. So we're not opposing to what government been doing, but we are open in terms of discussion with the government so that we can meet halfway with them in terms of we can move forward. That's why for us, we try to keep it still more optimistic. The 4%, it's you're right, it's really high, but very much optimistic for us. We try to be consistent for the past 3 years for Mdppa, the 4%, but what we're getting is more than the 4%. So even as our team right now is really forward momentum. So whatever is happening, that gives confidence to our customer, that gives confidence to our partner, that gives confidence to us as brand as well. That whatever is happening with the government, it's something that we have to keep moving forward. Because we have the business, we have the dealers as well to protect particularly, and that's something very much important for us, to keep the relationship between our dealers, our customers, and of course with the government as well. I think that's something that it helped us. But we're open, we're not sleeping, we are awake as well in terms of what's happening, and we keep moving forward as part of the industry, as Mdppa as well.
Salamat po, Sir Tony. Last question, I hope you can give us a direct answer. Pwede po ba malaman kung sino yung 1, 2, 3, 4 sa standing ng Mdppa?
That's a different press conference we're gonna do.
Sa ibang press con. Okay, thank you very much. Last question na lang. Sabi mo ibang press con. Sa incoming president, kay Mr. Erwin. Kaya pala, congratulations na sir. Sir, can you share with us, meron na ba kayong napong plano sa inyong parent company on how to approach 2026? Kasi will your parent company be more aggressive in tune with you being the president of Mdppa?
Ayaw mo sa Thank you, Sir Alvin. Anyway, thank you sa good remarks. Currently, wala pa kami pag-usapan ng management sa plans namin for 2026 as the incoming president of Mdppa. But definitely, kung ano yung nasimulan ng Mdppa, particularly yung tropang maalam, we will continue that. And as mentioned by my team, yung mga collaboration with the government agency, we will still strengthen those activities and we are open sa mga ganitong discussion with you. So, yun ang kasahan nyo sa Mdppa by next year. Thank you po.
In particular, for example, yung questions regarding on the design of the motorcycle. So that's protected, sir. The board members or the industry members of the Mdppa have protection, registered their rights with the government, particularly with Mdppa, and they have all the rights to enforce it, file a complaint, coordinate po with relevant government agencies or yung ating police officers po, mga layas natin. So, actively naman po silang nagko-coordinate. Kaya nga po in-invite namin kanina yung mga layas namin, mga law enforcement agencies, para po magkaroon din ng direct collaboration sila, sir, ang ating Mdppa with them, enforcing through yung kanilang mga concerns in terms nga po yung mga prevalent issues in terms of counterfeit na nakikita natin sa market.
So how stiff are the sanctions in case we file cases that hindi ba siya parang criminal case na parang natin is people of the Philippines versus ano na yung itong counterfeit sellers na.
Yes, sir. Meron po anyone infringing the rights of another can be criminally held liable. May corresponding penalty po siya. Currently sa ating law, sa ID code, it's minimum 2 years to 5 years. And I think the fine is ranging from 50,000 to, I think, 200,000. Pero yun po, kasi nga masyadong yung ID code natin. So, si government po, kami po, Mdppa and other government agencies, nagipagtulungan din po kami doon sa ibang stakeholders, mga private namin na ilapin natin yung pag-amend sa batas na taasan yung penalty. Kasi sa tingin namin, kahit kami po sa government, mas matalim yung pangil kung tataasan natin yung penalty, mas matatakot yung mga infringer kapag mataas yung penalty na ini-impose natin sa mga clients.
Last na, that kind of push needs a piece of legislature. Have we talked to lawmakers regarding this so that it will be passed as a proposal din baka umakyat sa Malangit?
Yes, sir. Kahit nung the previous Congress, I think 19 Congress, meron po kaming sponsors from the lower to the Senate na sponsors of the bills amending our ID code. Unfortunately, hindi po siya umabot. So, parang itutuloy ulit namin with the incoming 20th Congress, and I think na-mention na isa sa mga priority bills yung amended ng ID code into another trade-related legislation. So, we're still pushing hard po na ma-amend siya kasi makatulong din po sa amin yun. Kasi mas matatakot sa amin yung mga infringers, di ba? And then mas gaganahan mag-file ng complaint yung ating mga
brand owners. So yun. So, it's a full-off nation approach po talaga kasi ang in-enforce nga po. So hindi lang po dapat na kami ang gagalaw, or hindi lang po dapat si brand owners, dapat po collective approach para ma-push natin for legislation. So, very thankful kami sa pag-invite ni Mdppa po, and then yung organize ng mga capacity building seminars namin, kagaya ng kanina. And we're looking forward to more. Diba? Para spread din namin yung mga initiatives ni government sa ating mga public sa public. So, yun po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po, sir.
We want to stand up. Let's have a quick photo up right over here. And of course, with our board of directors. So, board of directors first, and we request everyone to take pictures. Sir Richard, pakatay mo na projector natin. Everybody. Okay, your friends, we're good? Okay, so everybody now.
Okay na kayo, sir? Sir, jacket pa?
Ahead of us. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night. Okay, so
Powerful winning ride. The all-new Winner X. Ride like a champion.
we'll provide a QR code to everyone in the questions. Thank you.